All right, 18 minutes after 11 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. We are doing the best we can to get things back to normal. Thank goodness. Thank you, Dan. Thank you, God, for helping WOCA get through it all. It's not true for everybody, including, I think Carol Ann's home was hit by a tree. I haven't heard from her, but on Facebook she posted her daughter's home did well, not so hers, and that was all she wrote. So our prayers for Carol Ann and her family, and they get things together. Okay, if you or somebody you know can use this information, two things. First of all, we're recording what I'm about to read right now as a podcast. I'll put on the label FEMA Individuals and Households Program Housing Assistance so that you know right away what it is. It's probably only going to be about 12 minutes long because that's what we have right now. And in these 12 minutes, hopefully you'll have the information that will be a big weight off your shoulders as to how are you ever going to get your home fixed after the damage that might have been caused by Hurricane Irma. So I'm going to read to you from the U.S. Department of Homeland Security. They have a program called FEMA. I'm sure you've heard of FEMA. And FEMA has a program called Individuals and Households Program Housing Assistance, or IHP for short. Here's what this program does. This program helps those that have been affected by a disaster. How does it do that? It provides money. It provides money for necessary housing-related expenses and serious needs that can't be met through other means. Those other means could be insurance or a lack of insurance. So housing assistance under the IHP, the Individuals and Households Program, includes temporary housing. Okay, if you right now can't live in the house that was damaged, right away, you need this information for temporary housing. It will provide assistance for repair or replacement of an existing home. I know, that sounds almost hard to believe, but it is there, and you paid into this. You are a taxpayer, you paid into this, and nobody's going to argue that you have a right to it. You definitely have a right to this money. I'd rather see you get it than, somebody taking a flight to Rome so they can get married.
Yeah,
there was a story this morning, somebody wasting taxpayers' money like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, the money provides semi-permanent or permanent housing construction. So here's what you need to know. Here are the requirements. To get money or to get money or help for disaster-related housing needs, all of the following must be true. Number one, there are 5 of these things. All 5 things have to be true.
Okay.
Get a check mark if this is true for you.
Okay.
Number 1, you have losses in a presidentially declared disaster area. We are in a presidentially declared disaster area. President Trump, at the request of Governor Scott, get politics out of your mind. Forget Republican, Democrat. These guys are in office. The governor of this state requested the president of the U.S. to declare a disaster, and he did. So you got it. That part's done. The other part is you have to have losses. Okay? I was fortunate. I didn't have any losses.
No.
So I already can't qualify. But if you do, let's move on to step number 2.
Your neighbor across the street did.
My neighbor definitely did. Okay. So number 2, you have no insurance. Or you have filed an insurance claim, but the damage is not covered. Or your insurance settlement doesn't cover all of your losses. If any of those are true, put a check mark there because you are eligible for the money from the IHP program. Okay? And I'm not making this up. This is from the disasterassistance.gov website. You can read it for yourself if you want to. disasterassistance.gov. Okay. Number 3. It has to be true. You or someone who lives with you is a U.S. citizen or a non-citizen national or a qualified alien. If any of that is true, then you can get 3 check marks and you're 2 steps away from being eligible. Okay? It's you or someone who lives with you. Remember that part of it. You or someone who lives with you. Number 4, the affected home is where you usually live and where you were living at the time of the disaster. Don't confuse that to mean you had to be home when the tree hit the house. You could be in a shelter. That was your home. It doesn't matter whether you were there at that time or not. Hopefully you were not there.
Yeah.
But anyway, the affected home has to be basically your primary residence, is what they're saying here. And finally, number 5 has to be true. You are not able to live in your home now, or you can't get to your home, or your home requires repairs because of a disaster damage.
Yeah.
If that applies to you, and I know it does to many of you, or some of you, I don't know how many really, but I know some of you out there qualify in all 5 ways. Okay, sir, I'm sorry, you need to apply for the money. The best thing I can tell you to do is to phone FEMA. They have a helpline, and it is simple. 1-800-621-FEMA. 1-800-621-F as in Frank, E as in Everett, M as in Mary, and A as in Alfred. 1-800-621-FEMA. The numbers are 1-800-621-3362. You can also visit a local disaster recovery center if you know where one is. There's a locator on the website that I just told you about, disasterassistance.gov. You can also apply online at disasterassistance.gov. They also have a link there. But this is radio. It's kind of hard to give you a link. I thought it would be easier to give you a phone number, but you can go online to that website, disasterassistance.gov. And remember the number, 1-800-621-FEMA. Hopefully you paid attention to all of the things that have to be true in order to be eligible. And you also, it would be helpful when you're speaking to somebody to know what the program is called. So let me repeat it. It's called the FEMA Individuals and Households Program Housing Assistance. That's it. FEMA Individuals and Households Program Housing Assistance. They sometimes use the initials IHP for Individuals Household Program. Individuals and Households Program. If any of that needs to be repeated, you can do one of 2 things. You can either call us. We'll be glad to repeat it for you. We have this on every phone, I think.
Yeah.
We will, if we don't.
Yeah.
Robin put this on Facebook already, so you can go to the WOCA Facebook page. It's already there. Not the interview, but the conversation we're having right now is being recorded as a video. You'll see Robin and me sitting here at WOCA, and you can watch this thing and stop it and write down anything you need to know. And please share it with somebody. Somebody right now is out there, and they are beside themselves. They don't know what they're going to do. They're without money. You know, they've lived paycheck to paycheck. They're a fixed income, and a tree fell on their house, and that's all they ever had, and now it's gone.
Yeah.
Well, there is help. If you have no insurance, you know, the best thing is to have insurance. That really, truly is the best thing. But in this case, there is a safety net, and thank God for the safety net. Thank everybody who put this together for the safety net. Anyway, there you go. That's the information. I got it in less than 12 minutes. How about that?
Nice. Great.
I think 10 minutes or 8 minutes.
Probably.
I think I did it in 8 minutes. All right. If you need that information, you are welcome and invited to call us back. Let me stop the thing and move forward. Fun with Joe, I think, right? In about 10 minutes?
Yep.
Are you smarter than a student at the University of Tennessee? That's the game today.
Okay.
When we get back. All right. Call us if you need that repeated. We will be back.
It's the end of the fiscal year, and that means budget